9:30 a.m. K285GY 104.9 FM, Tyler.
It's your girl, Michelle D.I., Mrs. Divine Intervention herself. To all my helper bees out there, you know who you are. Those that are always helping everyone else and neglecting yourself. Yes, boo, look in the mirror. I'm talking to you. Here to let you know God has not forgotten about you. I've been sent on divine assignment. It's time for Reflections Choosing Me Guilt-Free. That means 30 minutes for your mind, your body, spirit, and emotions. And don't act like you don't have time. You have time for everyone and everything else. Sit back and relax, because if you're here, that means this show is for you, or it's for someone you know. But most likely, it's for both of y'all. Deep breaths, love. Let's go. Hey family, hey family, hey family. It is your girl, Michelle Allen Franklin. Yes, Mrs. Michelle D.I. Why? You know, boo, for divine intervention, because there are no coincidences in this world. Only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl's going to give you the good information, boo. The things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. And family, you know, if you're hearing your girl's voice, you know I'm going to say it is Monday. Yes, Monday, 1 o'clock, boo. And we are on the radio, Reflections Choosing Me Guilt-Free. Yes, honey, we are on the radio, and I am so grateful and proud about it. Oh, man, it is the last Monday, y'all, in March the 30th, 2026. It is the last Monday in Women's History Month, and it's been a month, y'all. It has been a month. Y'all know how they say life has been life and things have been happening this month. You know how you have a plan to do some things, and things just shift. This month, I really had in my spirit to go back through and replay every day all of the women last year for Women's History Month. I interviewed a woman every day and premiered a woman rather every day of Women's History Month. At least 28 days out of the month, I had a woman every day that had inspired and empowered, or does inspire and empower my life, and has inspired and empowered my journey. And whether it's my spiritual journey or whether it's my personal journey, but just has inspired my life. And had some family things going on. Things just started happening. Was not able to post. It just put in my spirit all the more that I need an assistant. I don't know who I'm talking to today who's trying to do everything. This just said in my spirit. I'm like, girl, you're trying to do everything. And if something comes up, you know, something's going to have to be put down. And only one person, right? And so just did not happen. Since I moved home, and I've had some questions for God for a little while, trying to figure out why was I here? What was going on? What was my purpose? Because what I thought I moved to Texas for, that wasn't why He had me here. And so for a while, I was just felt like I was walking in wilderness trying to figure it out. But what I realized is that my family is why I'm here. Anytime that there's something going on with anyone in my family, and there's been some things that have happened, and that happened shortly thereafter, we know about Big Mama passing, but I'm talking about my aunt having cancer. I'm talking about my cousin being found on a back street of a road as a John Doe in the middle of the night, and ran into a tree. Got ran off the side of the road and ran into a tree, and able to help him. My other aunts being sick, and, you know, cousins, and just different things that God has used me while I have been here. And so it just sits well in my spirit now that I understand. But I'm saying all that to say I had a cousin that had some things going on. So I had been up and back and forth this month at the hospital, working night shift, going to the hospital, getting off, sleeping for a couple of hours, sometimes not sleeping because I wanted to get up there and talk to the doctors beforehand. Because y'all know we need advocates at the bedside when we're in the hospital. And so I am the family advocate. And all this is going on, and I'm still, I told y'all I'm in school, started nurse practitioner school. I'm saying all that to say that sometimes you have to put some things down, right? And so I had to put some things down. And so things were going on with the podcast. I didn't have time to figure it out. I started looking and I'm figuring it out last week. And so just know all that to say as well. One, if you are that person that are picking things up, know sometimes you have to put things down and that's okay. Right? Because sometimes we talk badly to ourselves because we think we have our little superwoman and superman cape on, and you're not young like you used to be and able to do all the things. There were a couple of days that I said, oh, I'm going to get off work and I'm going to go up to the hospital. And my body said, ma'am, no, we're not. We're not going to the hospital today. What you want to do is get in this bed. And one day I slept. It was one of those Mondays that I wasn't on this month. I think it was the 16th, maybe the 20th. I think it was the 16th. I slept. And when I say I slept all day, I slept all day, y'all. I mean, I got up, took baby girl to school, went to sleep, got up, picked her up from school, went back to sleep, and slept all the way until the next day. And so sometimes your body is going to tell you what your mind what your mind won't tell you. Sometimes your body's like, no, listen to your body. Listen to your body. I want to look, this is my little spew today. I want to give a shout out. I have had a phenomenal weekend. I want to give a shout out to my church family, Church of the Living God, PGT, the assembly, not just the palace, the assembly, honey. We came together on Saturday and had our men's and women's retreat. Eldris Tessie pulled me to the side a few months ago, and she said, Queen, I need you. She said, I've seen you working with me, and she said, I need you. And I said, yes, ma'am. And so I didn't know what the assignment was, right? But sometimes what I know for sure is that people will see things in you sometimes that you don't even see in yourself. And then sometimes people will see the spirit on you. And so I was just honored to even be asked to whatever it was that she needed help with, I was going to do it. And so it was in helping with this planning of the women's and the men's retreat. Her and Eldris Jones from Baxter Street, we came together, and it was just phenomenal coming together on one accord, the men and the women. We had over 70 women. I'm not sure how many men were there, but I know I had 74 gift bags and I only had 4 left. So it was a successful retreat. It was just the spirit was there and moving, and it was just phenomenal. It really was phenomenal. The ladies came together and spoke. And then it was just trying to get back to feeling your spirit. A lot of times we're on autopilot. I talk about this a lot because it just is what it is. When you go to church and you've been going to church your whole life, you're going and you're on autopilot. And so sometimes it is, to come and get refreshed, to get renewed. And that, I believe, is what happened this weekend. But my soul was so full this weekend to be a part of that experience, and then to see what happened with the men and women that were there at the retreat. We were down in Athens, so I want to give a shout out to Bishop Washington for hosting. And I can't call the names of the speakers. My mind is all, I can't call the names of the speakers, but everyone did a phenomenal job. Um, and then yesterday at my church, we had Women's Day. This was our second annual celebration for um, Women's Day. And the theme was Seeds of Hope, planting, growing, and flourishing. It was Galatians 6 and 9 was the chapter and the focus. And let me tell you something. There is two beautiful spirits that Pastor had to speak yesterday. My pastor, Pastor Deborah Hope, she has a gift, I think, of seeing something, seeing the spirit on people. And so last year was 5 speakers. This year she had 2 speakers. It was a young lady in the church, Tanaya. I can't call how old Tanaya is, but she's in her early 20s. But just a beautiful spirit. And I've watched her grow since I've been here this past 11 years. And so just watching someone, this just always makes me so happy. Can you tell them? It just makes me so happy watching her grow and developing this voice, because she was so quiet and she just always would come and she was so quiet. And now, she's speaking and she spoke so well yesterday. It was phenomenal. And then Elder Crane, his wife, Sister Crane, spoke yesterday they both spoke about planting seeds. And I am telling you, it was just phenomenal. It really was phenomenal. And of course, we had the women's choir yesterday. So we were singing. It is available on the Church of the Living God Facebook page if you're interested. But it was just a blessing those 2 days. I'm just full from my beautiful church family, the General Assembly Church of the Living God, PGT. Shout out to my family. And so on this last day, let me say this really quickly. Yesterday, there are 2 phenomenal young ladies at the church that are working diligently, and they gave us these gift bags yesterday. I want to give a shout out to Sister Yura Mitchell and April Simmons, because they gave us gift bags yesterday, and they had just these little cute pens and beautiful just statements in here, and just loving in these beautiful handkerchiefs. Purple is my favorite color, and I got purple. But as for me, I will always have hope. Psalm 71:14 is on my handkerchief. I just want to say thank you. People don't have to do the things for you that they do. And so we just want to always be in a mindset of appreciation. Now, on this last day of Women's History Month, last week I talked about the spirit. The week before that I was on, which was at the beginning of the month, I spoke about the top 5 health concerns for women. I couldn't even remember last week. I was on autopilot last week, y'all. I'm telling you, I was tired from the hospital, but I couldn't even remember what I spoke about the week before. But I have it this week. So I had spoke in the beginning of the month about the top 5 health concerns for women. And I said that I was going to come back and talk about one that is very, very important that I feel like it's overlooked. And so it is one that I feel like is which was number 4, was autoimmune and thyroid disorder. I don't feel like people talk enough about it, and we don't realize how much of a role it plays in our day-to-day lives. And so I just wanted to break this down and give it a little more. So today it is when your body is fighting you. It is a silent battle that women carry. Well, I have this few minutes. Honoring women for just the small victories that we just every day have, right? The invisible battles is what I like to talk about and what I like to call them, because in your body, you don't really know what's going on. And these symptoms are so vague that they can be misdiagnosed. They are overlooked sometimes. And we are always going and being and doing. Y'all know I talk about it all the time. We're going and being and doing. We got to go, got to go to work, got to take care of the kids, got to take care of the husband, got to go, got to do, got to go, got to be, got to do. Right. And so in that time, we are fighting these invisible battles in our bodies. And so there are women that are listening to my voice right now. You are tired. And you don't know why. You've been to the doctor. They told you everything looks fine. But deep down inside, you know that something is off and something is wrong. And so this affects millions of women. Autoimmune disorder and thyroid, it affects millions of women, but as I said, it goes overlooked. So let's talk about it. An autoimmune disorder condition is when your immune system, which is supposed to fight off viruses and bacteria, it gets confused and it starts targeting your own body and your healthy cells. So you may have heard of these specific disorders: Hashimoto's thyroiditis. That slows everything down. Your metabolism slows down. Everything slows down. So you're more apt to gain weight, right? You're more apt to be tired, even though you may feel like you've slept. Graves' disease speeds everything up. Excuse me. Lupus can affect multiple organs. I have on the Reflections Choosing Me Guilt Free podcast channel, I have a young lady that had lupus. I interviewed her. I think it's been 2 years now, but it is on the page that she goes through and shares her journey of finding out about lupus. It took them months, almost a year, and it might have been years that she was having symptoms, didn't realize it. But once she started going, it still took a long time for them to figure it out, because again, it mirrors other things. But lupus affects multiple organs. So it's really, really important to find out about this. Rheumatoid arthritis attacks your joints. I'm having a lot of joint pain, right? And things are going on with my thyroid. And so my doctor was just saying that it's, you're gaining weight. It's just your weight. It's just your weight. But I do have some things going on with my thyroid. I have some thyroid nodules, right? And so these things are affecting us. This is the statistic. Listen well, ladies. About 80% of people with an autoimmune disease are women. Let me say it again for the people in the back. About 80% of people with autoimmune disease are women. That is not a random statistic. These disorders are not random, right? There are reasons why we are more affected. Let's get into it. There are hormonal shifts that happen with us. Our bodies are constantly adjusting and are constantly changing. So you go from puberty, you got the hormones. You go to pregnancy, you got the hormones. You go to postpartum, you got the hormones. You go to perimenopause, we got the hormones, right? The estrogen is interacting in our bodies with our immune system, which means that every time that there's a shift, it can trigger an imbalance. Number 2 is chronic stress. How many of us are going and being and doing just on autopilot, always stressing about something? Because what? Life is life, and taking care of the kids, you're taking care of your parents, you're taking care of your relationships, you're taking care of the finances, you're doing all the expectations everybody's expecting you to do. And you're still trying to hold yourself together. That constant stress, we talked about it before, it what raises the cortisol level. And over time, that confuses the immune system, because what the cortisol level is for fight or flight. It's supposed to be, it ignites when something you need to run, go fast, do something happen. Okay. And then it's supposed to calm down. But if you're always stressed, You're always going. You're always on this heightened level of something is going on. And those cortisol levels stay high. That is why stress is the number one silent killer. We talked about it last February. Where is it at? It's on the podcast channel from last year. Go back and watch it. We talked about stress being the number one silent killer. And that's why that has raised up, because they've introduced new research that have shown these levels of cortisol are literally deadly for us, ladies. Number 3 is trauma and emotional suppression. hmm Let me say it again for the people back. I said trauma and emotional suppression, because what we doing, going around holding everything in. Yeah, we're not talking enough about what is happening when you've been in just survival mode for years. And I realized this, I've been in survival mode for years. How many of you have been in survival mode for years? Again, your body doesn't know how to turn off the alarm, right? We're just on these heightened levels. And so we talk about this. I've talked about this book. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. And you can just Google it. It's available on Audible. It's in all of the stores. It's on Barnes and Nobles. It's on Amazon. You can order it. And you always tell people it's a hard read just because it is so much information, but it is a really good book to just, if you're trying to figure out some things and what is happening, your body keeps the score. The main thing is that even though trauma may have happened to you in your childhood and you think that you forgot about it, your body still remembers. And that's why when certain things happen, we talk about triggers all the time. When certain things happen, you feel a kind of way. When you hear a certain thing, you feel a kind of way. If you hear a certain song, if you're in a certain environment, you feel a kind of way because your body remembers, right? Whether you're acknowledging it or not. And so that means even when your mouth is saying silent, your body is like, hey, something is going on. And so these are some symptoms that we ignore or we believe is common, but we've normalized them, even though they're not normal. Okay. That is exhaustion. That sleep doesn't fix, always tired. Brain fog, forgetfulness, lack of clarity. All the time I used to be like, man, I can't find my keys. Man, I lost my keys. Man, I can't find. At one period of point in time, I could, if you said something to me, a few years ago, but if you would say something to me and I would have to come back and say, wait a minute, what did you say? Like I couldn't remember from one thing to the next. If you used to tell me a phone number or something, I could remember, bam, snap, 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 boom, 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 information, snap it off. But there was a period of time where if you told me a phone, I'm like, wait a minute, what you just say? Write it down for me because I don't have it. The forgetfulness and lack of clarity. And I'm saying phone number, just something light and fast to remember. But sometimes it's things deeper than that, right? Weight gain or loss without trying. When you're yo-yoing, if you yo-yo throughout your life in so many years, then this may be an autoimmune disorder that is leaking and creeping in the background. It may just not be. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, your weight gain is not just because you have been eating some donuts, eating fried chicken, eating cabbage. Like it is not just from your diet. Those are the lies that are being told. Do we need to change and make some better decisions? Yes. But the weight gain is not, especially if it's a significant weight gain. You've lost weight and then back again. Since I've been here in this 11 years, I have been down and up between 40 to 60 pounds 3 times. 3. That is not just because I'm eating French fries or hitting at one period of time. What might have been, but I've gained weight and I'm eating better. Right. This last stint of gaining weight, I definitely am eating more veggies. I'm doing more things. And so definitely not the contributing factor. If your hair is thinning, anxiety, mood swings, feeling cold or hot all the time, joint pain, and then irregular cycles, ladies, is huge for us. Check in with your body is what I want you to do. How many of those symptoms do you silently say, that's me? Okay. I know we feel dismissed sometimes. You go to the doctor, they're running their basic labs, and that is the problem, because everything looks normal. You're just stressed. You need to lose weight, right? All the things. But your thyroid, being tested for your basic thyroid levels, it needs to be more than that. And so what you need is your thyroid antibodies. Those are autoimmune markers. You need your free T3 and free T4 levels, and you need the inflammation markers checked. That is just a simple blood test, family. That is a simple conversation with your body, because you can be in a normal range with the regular test. And of course, your body, you're still not feeling normal. And so this at this point is about advocating for yourself. And so ask your doctor for that full thyroid panel, ask her for the antibodies test. And then we have vitamin deficiencies, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and iron. And a lot of times, if we get these things in order, then all of these symptoms that we've been feeling for years and these things that we think are normal, all of a sudden we start feeling better and they are normalized. Okay, so again, the autoimmune condition, it is the body attacking itself. And so I have to ask you, how many of you have been at war with yourself, and how long has that been going on? And so understand that does not have to continue to be your normal. And so on this last day of Women's History Month, I'm asking you to stop battling with yourself, ladies, and you can win the war. All right. Thank you. Divine intervention. Thank you for tuning in to Reflections, Choosing Me Guilt-Free with your girl, Miss Michelle D.I. Every week, we will have the uncomfortable but necessary conversations as it relates to your mind, your body, your spirit, and emotions. You've suffered long enough. It's time to break free. So join me every Monday at 1 p.m. right here on KGLD Radio, where you can fill your spirit with gospel all day long. See you next week.